Hare Krishna devotees, Dandavat Pranam. Welcome to Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Today we are very glad to have the Association of His Grace Madhav Sharan Prabhu, who will be sharing the nectar from the 5 limbs of devotional service. Prabhuji will be talking about the 4th limb, which is Mathura Vasa. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, over to you Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you so much. Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Mena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण. First of all, I would like to take the blessings of all the assembled Vaishnavas. Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances. I will share the screen. Today, the topic is Mathura Vas. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So, Mathura Vas. There are 64 limbs of devotional service, out of which 5 are very, very important. Which are they? Sadhu Sangha Nama Kirtana Bhagavata Shravana Mathura Vasa Shri Murtira Shraddhaya Sevana. So one is chanting the holy name of the Lord and association with the sadhus or devotees, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, residing at Mathura, and 5th one is worshipping the deity with faith and veneration. Sakala sadhana shrestha yei pancha anga Krishna prema janmaya yei panchera alpa sangha. So these 5 limbs of devotional service are the best of all. Best of all means out of 64, these are the best. These 5 are the best and most important. So here Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila, it mentions that even slight performance of these 5 items of devotional service awakens love of Krishna. That means it helps us in getting Krishna Prema. So out of 64, these 5 are the most important. And if we perform this very correctly or with the faith and devotion, we can achieve the success very fast. So even in nectar of devotion, Srila Rupa Goswami mentions what exactly is meant by residing in the Mathura Dham. So it's also called Mathura Mandala. And for Gaudiya Vaishnavas, it is mainly the holy dham of this Vrindavan. So here there is a statement. So this attainment of transcendental loving service to the Lord is the goal of life, and it can be achieved very easily for one who lives in Mathura Mandala even for a few seconds. So with this statement, we can understand the importance of living in the Mathura Mandala. It is mentioned even for few seconds. So it gives lot of benefit, and we can achieve the ultimate goal of life, which is Krishna Prema, just by performing one of this, one of the 5 limbs, that is staying in the Mathura Mandala. But we have to understand what is the exact mood of staying in Mathura Mandala or Vrindavan Dham. So is it that externally, if we stay, we will achieve the perfection? Or what should be the internal consciousness that we should develop when we are living in Mathura Mandala or Vrindavan Dham? So in the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Madhvacharya refers that living in the Mathura is a state of consciousness. So he's mentioning that it's a fact that if one really wants to enter Vrindavana, they must realize it internally. So even while physically one may be present in Vrindavana, internally one may not have actually entered Vrindavana. So to enter Vrindavana internally, one must enter in the mood of service. Such devotional service is done under the authority of a superior Vaishnava. So to really become Mathuravas, we must develop our internal relationship with Vrindavan by developing our relationship with Krishna through devotional service. So there are multiple points here. One thing is we have to understand that staying in Vrindavan also it is giving the direction that it is a state of internal consciousness. So external things are definitely important, like physically going to Vrindavan or physically going to Mathura Mandal. That is also very important. It is not that by making the statement that it's a state of consciousness doesn't ignore the point of physically going there. But even if one goes physically there, if the internal consciousness is not of the mood of service to the Dham, service to the devotees, service to Krishna, then even though physically we may be in Vrindavan, but we may not actually have entered Vrindavan. That is because the Dham reveals itself, or Dham is non-different from Krishna. Krishna reveals himself based on surrender of the devotee, or in which mood he is approaching the Dham. So that is very, very important. So here, that is why it is mentioned. Of course, physically, if one is going to Vrindavan or Mathura Mandal, or living in Mathura, that is Mathura Vas, or living in Vrindavan, that is also very appreciable. But there are some do's which we have to follow, and there are some do nots which we have to follow when we are entering Vrindavan or Mathura, or we are doing the Mathura Vas. So actually throughout the lecture we are highlighting this point only. What should be our mood when we are entering any dham? First of all, we have to enter always in the mood of servant. Gopi Bhartu Padakamalayora Dasa Dasanudasa. So we are always considering ourselves as Dasanudas. When we are approaching in this way, then there are multiple personalities who sometimes are in charge of the dham, and they reveal the various aspects of dham, or they give the entrance into the dham. For example, to get the entrance into Vrindavan, we should get the mercy of Lord Shiva. Any dham we are entering, we should first get the kripa of Lord Shiva, because he will be generally the Kshetrapala, or the he will do the Rakshana, what is that, protection of the Dham. So we have to get the mercy of Lord Shiva. Secondly, we have to get the mercy of Vrindavaneshwari, Shrimati Radharani. And then we have to get the mercy of Vrande Devi. So, like, we have to get the mercy of our spiritual master. We have to get the mercy of Acharyas like Srila Prabhupada or six Goswamis. And we have to get the mercy of Panchatattva, Nitai Gauranga. So only by Kripa we can enter into the Dham, and we can also stay in the Dham. This point we have to understand. So that is the reason internally we have to develop that mood of service. And service always means that when we are telling that we are the servant, then that means we are accepting a master. So whom we are accepting the master? Of course, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. But can we directly accept him as a master? So just like we cannot directly approach the Prime Minister, we approach through some of his secretary or family members. In the similar way, we approach Krishna through Guru Parampara or through Vaishnavas. So that is the reason we always perform devotional service under a supervision of a authority or a superior Vaishnava. So this authority is very, very important in our life. Every devotee should have one authority of devotee. Of course, spiritual master is our authority, but spiritual master may not be always approachable. So that is the reason we should have at least one Shiksha Guru who monitors us physically, where we are going wrong, or he is there to correct us, guide us, take us ahead. So such here, that's why it's mentioned, such devotional service is done under the authority of a superior Vaishnava. And another point, to really become Mathuravas means to live really in the Mathura, we must develop internal relationship with Vrindavan by developing our relationship with Krishna through devotional service. So it's basically refers to the Sambandha. So Sambandha, Abhideya and Prayojan. In the day-to-day activities, we are doing sadhana bhakti, or process, following the process of devotional service to Vaidhi or Vidhis through rules and regulations. And we are following the 9 processes of devotional service. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Archanam, Vandanam, Padasevanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmani Nivedanam. So this is Abhideya. But when performing Abhideya, how much are we putting our heart into that process of devotional service to develop the Sambandha with the Lord? That is very, very important. Otherwise, it becomes more of kind of, it may become like a ritual or kind of, manual processes, kind of on the mental platform we are doing it. No, actually we have to involve the heart, starting from when we get up and sing the Mangalarati or doing the Arati. So we sing Samsara Dhava Nalaleda Loka. That song we sing. From that point, we have to involve the heart and always try to develop that sambandha. So the point is, like when we are doing the abhideya, the 9 processes of devotional service, while doing that, we have to involve our heart and develop the sambandha with the Lord. That is very, very important. So then our relationship with the Lord becomes deeper and sweeter, and Lord also starts reciprocating. But if instead of that, we come morning, samsara dava, okay, finished, I have to go to office, I have to run now. Then we are chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Mind is wandering here and there, somehow finish the chanting. And then some other processes, okay, Mahaprasade, Govinde Namo, Brahmana Vaishnava. Then there also mind some, we are, okay, of course, there is some, definitely some benefits are there, some little advancement will be there. But at the same processes, if we are involving our heart and trying to develop that relationship with the Lord, that means the Abhideya is always combined with the sambandha, then we make very quick advancement. That is the reason whatever devotional service we are doing, before that we are chanting the Guru Pranama mantra, because Diksha Guru is the representative of that sambandha, because the sambandha with Krishna starts with developing our relationship with our spiritual master and developing our relationship with other Vaishnavas. Because Krishna sees that how we are developing our relationship with other Vaishnavas. Ye yatamam prapadyante tam stataiva bhajamyaham. So he reciprocates how we are approaching him. So that is why before any 9 processes of devotional service, we first chant Guru Pranam mantra, then Srila Prabhupada Pranati, that all that we chant, that is because with the Abhideya or 9 process of devotional service, we are also trying to develop the relationship or develop the sambandha with the Lord. So that is very, very important. So here it's mentioned, we develop, it is in the same way how we develop the relationship with Krishna, we must develop our internal relationship with Vrindavan Dham or Mathura Dham. That is the internal relationship. And that relationship is always through service. Considering ourselves as Dasa Dasanudas. If we have this mood of servant of the servant, then only that relationship becomes stronger and stronger and deeper and deeper. But if we have the mood of being the enjoyer, being the controller, or being the proprietor, ato graha kshetra sutapta vitte janasya mohoyam aham mameti. So everybody should give importance to me. Everybody should give importance to my opinion. Everybody should recognize me because I am in the center. So if this is the mood, then the Vrindavan Dham, it doesn't reveal it itself, or Krishna doesn't reveal himself. So in order that Krishna or the Vrindavan Dham reveals themselves, we should be in the mood of Dasa Dasanudasa, and we have to consider other Vaishnavas are always worshipable. So that is why this relationship with other Vaishnavas or relationship with our spiritual master is very, very important in order to develop our sambandha with Krishna. So that is why we have to develop that internal relationship. So it is always internal. It is not that we do outside tama, 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 I love you so much. I love you. I love my Guru Maharaj so much. Externally we may say so many things, but what is the internal heart? How much really are we ready to dedicate ourselves in assisting the mission of Srila Prabhupada or assisting the mission of our Guru Maharaj? That is that is really the relationship. It is the internal thing. It's an internal state of consciousness. Externally, one may look as just like another devotee. He is also you know he is also passing stool. When we come closer association with the another many pure devotees, many times we think, what is the big thing? He's also passing stool and urine. He's also having material body. No, there is a lot of difference, because his internal state of consciousness is totally different. He's having pure Krishna consciousness. So we should not judge any devotees who are on what level. So that's why that's very important, that when we are doing the Mathura Vas, that we develop our relationship with Krishna, that is the Sambandha, when we are also doing our sadhana bhakti or processes of devotional service. So when we are developing that relationship with Krishna, also the dham, because dham is not different from Krishna, dham also reveals itself to the surrendered devotee. So the main point is mood of service, mood of being servant of the servant of the servant. And when we are having that mood, we try to develop the relationship. Sambandha, that sambandha is very, very important. Otherwise, if we miss that sambandha, developing the relationship, then we are missing the main point. So, in the nectar of instruction, this verse, what is actually the position of different holy places, the dhams? Vaikunta janito vara madhupuri tatra piratsotsavat वृंदारण्यम उदारपाणिरमण तत्रापि गोवर्धनः राधा कुंडम इहापि गोकुलपते प्रेमामृताप्लावनात् कुर्यादस्य विराजतो गिरितटे सेवं विवेकीनकः. So the Vaikunta planets are there, but living in Vaikunta, more superior to that is living in Mathura, which is there in Uttar Pradesh. Because Lord personally appeared there. And another point is, this Mathura is non-different from the spiritual world. And superior to Mathurapuri is the transcendental forest of Vrindavan, which is 12 forests of Vrindavan. And superior to forests of Vrindavan is Govardhan Hill, for it was raised by divine hand of Sri Krishna. So Govardhana is superior to Vrindavan. And also it's mentioned, above all, the super excellent Sri Radha Kund stands supreme, for it's overflooded with the ambrosial nectarian prema of the Lord of Gokula Sri Krishna. Where then is that intelligent person who is unwilling to serve his divine Radha Kund, which is situated at the foot of Govardhan Hill? That means, who will not like to stay in Radha Kund, which is the supreme-most abode or place? So here we have to understand, even Srila Prabhupada many times stress this point, like we should, whenever we are going to Dham or staying in Dham, we should get the permission from the spiritual master, because otherwise one may commit offenses. So Mathura, superior to Mathura is Vrindavan, superior to Vrindavan is Govardhan, and in Govardhan, Radha Kund is the supreme-most place. And another point, also Srila Prabhupada mentions, Vrindavan, Mayapur, and Jagannath Puri, they are non-different. They are actually how it is inconceivable, how they are non-different. So one is the Vrindavan is the Madhurya Dham, where sweetness prevails. And Mayapur is the Audarya Dham, where compassion of the Lord prevails. And Jagannath Puri is the Vipralamba Dham, where mood of separation is very much seen in that. So basically, in all three places, there the mood is little different, but they are non-different. Srila Prabhupada says this. So we understood topmost place is Vrindavan. Of course, in Vrindavan, Govardhan and Radhakund, there is a beautiful pastime. Krishna makes Prayag as Tirtharaj. Means he makes the king of all the Tirthas. So he becomes Prayagraj. So all the Tirthas used to come and pay obeisances to Prayagraj. So Prayagraj observed that all the Tirthas, all the holy places used to come, but Vrindavan did not, it never used to come. So Prayagraj gets this doubt, why Vrindavan is not coming? So he goes to Krishna and asks, and he says that, my dear Lord, you made me Tirtharaj, so all the Tirthas are coming and they are offering their obeisances, but Vrindavan is not coming. Then what Krishna replies? I made you Tirtharaj, but not the Raja of my home. Vrindavan is my home. So that's why we can understand Vrindavan is very, very special ways. See, home of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. So when we are going to Vrindavan, we should understand Vrindavan is a place. It is the Dham. It is not different from Goloka Vrindavan, everything. But we understood that more than that, Vrindavan is a consciousness. So that is why Srila Prabhupada said, I may be in San Francisco, I may be in New York, I may be in different cities, but my heart is always in Vrindavan. So I am always in Vrindavan. So that means what? Wherever our consciousness is there, there we are actually living. So Mathura, real Mathura was means our consciousness is there in Mathura, our consciousness is there in Vrindavan. But externally, one may be living in Vrindavan physically, but if his consciousness, he is thinking of New York City, or if he is thinking of Bangalore, if he is thinking of other cities, then physically he may be living in Vrindavan or Mathura, but his actually living either in Bangalore, wherever he is thinking. So it is not that only physically if we live in Vrindavan, that means we are living in Vrindavan. It is also that we are conscious. Our consciousness is also, with consciousness also we are living in Vrindavan. So how we can see or perceive Vrindavan? Srila Prabhupada says, see Vrindavan through ears, because through eyes, conditioned soul cannot see Vrindavan, because the Charma Chakshu is there. So until one gets the Prema Chakshu or Divya Chakshu, one has to see Vrindavan through ears. Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochane na Santas Sadeva Hridaye Vilokayanti Yam Shama Sundaram Achintya Gunaswarupam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So with the Charma Chakshu, which is made of 5 Pancha Mahabhutas, the earth, ether, water, fire, air, and with the polluted consciousness, with the polluted material consciousness, one with the Charma Chakshu, one cannot see Vrindavan. Externally, one may be saying, oh, there is so much gutter, it's so much, this one unclean, because he's seeing through Charma Chakshu. But one who is having the Prema Chakshu, the Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena, he can see the pastimes of the Lord. It's still going on in Vrindavan. He can see Radha Krishna. He can see what exactly is Vrindavan, because Yogamaya reveals the Dham. But for one who is Mudha or conditioned soul, and with the material consciousness, he wants to see Vrindavan through material eyes, he cannot actually see the real Vrindavan. That is why Srila Prabhupada says, in the beginning, you see Vrindavan through ears. Pure devotees will speak about Vrindavan, hear from them. So that is why it is important that we hear from a pure devotee. So Vrindavan manifests in different ways. Actually, 5 ways. Which is the one which is there in the spiritual world, that is Goloka Vrindavan. That is the highest abode. That is Vrindavan. Then second one is Bhauma Vrindavan or Gokula Vrindavan. When Krishna, he was personally present 5,000 years before. That is Bhauma Vrindavan. That Brahma Vrindavan is there now also, some planet of some universe now, because eternally Krishna is performing this pastime in Bhauma Vrindavan. And the third one is Drishyamana Vrindavan, which is our current Vrindavan, where aprakata pastimes are going on, and pure devotees can see that. And the fourth one is Gupta Vrindavan. It is Gupta Vrindavan is the hidden or replica created by great acharyas or great souls to facilitate remembrance of Vrindavan. Example for this is Rupa and Sanatana Goswami. They created Gupta Vrindavan. And Rasikananda, he created Gupta Vrindavan. And like that, many other, like Srila Prabhupada created new Vrindavan, and some other disciples like that's Govardhan Eco Village, like that, some Vrindavan that they call that just to facilitate the remembrance of Vrindavan. The great souls that create the replica of Vrindavan, that's called Gupta Vrindavan. And the fifth one is the Hridistha Vrindavan. That means the Vrindavan exists and it's revealed within the heart of a pure devotee. That is fifth type of Vrindavan, like how it manifests in different way. Of course, the Vrindavan manifests in different ways, and its different potencies in different places, based on different parameter, different aspects. So, Radhista Vrindavan in a heart of pure devotee, Srimad Bhagavatam, what it says, Bhavatvida Bhagavatas Tirtha Bhuta Swayam Vibho Titi Kurvanti Tirtani Swantastena Gadaprataha. My Lord, devotees like your good self are verily holy places personified, because you carry the personality of Godhead within your heart. You turn the places into places of pilgrimage. So that means pure devotees, they carry Vrindavan in their heart. So just like Srila Prabhupada, wherever even he went to the places of 26th Avenue hippies, where degraded, people were there also he turned that place into Vrindavan, because he carried Vrindavan in his heart. So that is the reason here in the purport Srila Prabhupada is mentioning, a pure devotee like Vidura always feels the presence of the Lord everywhere. He sees everything in the potency of the Lord and the Lord in everything. The holy places all over the earth are meant for purifying the polluted consciousness of the human being by an atmosphere surcharged with the presence of the Lord's unalloyed devotees. So now the question comes, which type of these five is our house? Because our house also, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, he told, my house is like Goloka Vrindavan. So which type of Vrindavan it is? Can somebody throw some light?
Vidista Vrindavan.
Huh?
Vidista Vrindavan.
Radhista Vrindavan. Why? Because multiple things. One thing, pure devotee, Tulsi Maharani stays. We have Tulsi Maharani in our house or in our temple. And Krishna's deity, pure devotee has invited Krishna as in the deity form. And wherever there is Krishna, it's Vrindavan. And since pure devotee Tulsi Maharani is there, it becomes Radhista Vrindavan. And also we invite many sadhus at home, and that becomes a holy place. So this is a Radhista Vrindavan. So here what Srila Prabhupada in the purport is telling, that here it's clearly mentioned, try to apply the instructions. See, the if anyone visits a holy place, he must search out the pure devotees residing in such holy places, take lessons from them, try to apply such instructions in practical life, and thus gradually prepare oneself for the ultimate salvation, going back to Godhead. So, really staying in Vrindavan means take the association of pure devotees, take lessons from them, and apply the lessons, do manana, and apply the lessons in our practical life. When we apply that in our practical life, we get realization by the mercy of the Lord. When we get the realization, then gradually we can prepare ourselves for the ultimate perfection, which is Krishna Prema, of course, going back to Godhead. So that is why Srila Prabhupada says, to go to some holy places of pilgrimage does not mean only to take a bath in the Ganges or Yamuna, or to visit the temples situated in those places. One should also find representatives of Vidura who have no desire in life save and except to serve the personality of Godhead. That means go to Vrindavan and serve the pure devotees, especially hear from them, take the lessons from them, and apply those lessons in our life. So that is the reason Mathura was which also means we are staying, which we may be staying in Bangalore or Mumbai or New York City, wherever. If we are hearing from a pure devotee, we are trying to apply those teachings in our life and getting realization by the mercy of the Lord. That means we are preparing ourselves uh, to achieve the ultimate perfection, which is going back to Godhead. So that is why it's very important. Mathura was also includes other limbs also. It's not that we are just staying. We are also associating with the pure devotees. We are also chanting the holy name of the Lord. And we are also hearing from the pure devotee, the Srimad Bhagavatam. Then also we are doing Vigraha Seva, we are visiting the temples, we are taking the holy dip. That's also part and included in this. So, but the main thing is developing the internal consciousness. So that is, we'll hurry up because of shortage of time. So we understood hearing and chanting from sadhus. Katayantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. So association of pure devotees in the dham. So if we are doing the same association of pure devotees, even while staying in Bangalore, staying in our house with, having picture or deity in our home and having Tulsi Maharani in our home, when we apply these teachings, we are also living in Mathura Vas, or we are doing Mathura Vas or staying in Vrindavan. That's why Srila Prabhupada said all of his temples are embassies of the spiritual world, Golok Vrindavan. That means what? Staying in the temple, staying in our home, we can make it Vrindavan by the mercy of pure devotees, by the mercy of Lord, by the mercy of Tulsi Maharani. So wherever we are, we develop this internal consciousness. So based on internal meditation, Dham reveals differently to different devotees by Yoga Maya potentials. So how much we surrender, how much we develop that relationship, based on that, Dham reveals differently to different devotees. So there are some do nots which we have to follow. Of course, there are so many do nots, but which are very important. One, we should not go to Dham or stay in Dham if the mood of enjoyment or kind of tourism or the bhoga pravritti. No, we should not go like that. Srila Prabhupada says one who does that, the bhoga, the enjoyment propensity, he will degrade himself in the next life as animals, especially when one commits offenses or goes with the sinful activity tendency. So one performs sinful activities, then he may degrade himself to the lower animal species in Dham itself. So do not commit offenses. Do not go with the mode of enjoyment to perform sinful activities. And third thing is, do not see Dham from material point of view. There is garbage. Oh, there is a broken house. What is the big thing? It looks like, another ordinary village, or my opulent city is much more better than this dham. These are all material view of seeing. In city we have opulent houses. What is there in Vrindavan? Some broken hut or broken houses. Yeah, we see that cow dung there, or some sewage going there, seeing the sewage. This is all seeing from the material point of view. And main important thing, do not argue with Dhamvasis or commit any offenses to Dhamvasis. Externally, they may be smoking, or they may be arguing for money. But Dhamvasis are Dhamvasis. We should keep this in mind just for sometimes for 20, 30 rupees or 50 rupees, or it may seem that they are cheating us or something. So we should not offend them or argue with them. So these things, there are multiple do nots, but few do nots when we are visiting Dham or staying in Dham, doing the Mathura was so very, very important. Of course, time is up. This I wanted to cover, but the essence of this is Bhaktivinoda Thakur is telling holy places always go in the association of devotees. Shuddha Bhakata Charana Renu Bhajana Anukula Bhakata Seva Parama Siddhi Prema Tikara Mula. And that in Gaura Amara Jesabasthane Karola Brahmana Range Sesabasthana Heribu Ami Pranai Bhakata Sange. So when we go, don't go to Dham alone, don't stay in the Dham alone. Always stay in the association of devotees that will protect us from committing offenses or seeing the Dham from the material point of view. Some short parikrama, Vrindavan, Govardhan parikrama. So Manasa parikrama we can do. So there are different places. Of course, we cannot cover all of them, but at least in mind, we can be in Vrindavan, Govardhan, Sakistali, Uddhava Kund, Radha Kund, Shama Kund, Gopula Kund, Lalita Kund. So many of you might have visited the different deities, Kunds, Narada Kund, Uddhava Temple, Kusuma Sarovar. There are beautiful places. It's of course, Dham is not different from the spiritual one. There are various Dhams, and Tirupati, Haridwar, Pandharpur, Udupi, then Rishikesh, Jagannath Puri, Mayapur, and Vrindavan. So in Kartik, we generally go take the advantage. One of the limbs of 64 devotional activities is in Kartik. We do this Kartika Prata, in that we also visit holy dhams. So in Kartik, we can visit wherever possible, anyone. So in short, we understood 5 out of 64 limbs: Sadhu Sangha, Namakirtana, Bhagavata Shravana, Mathura Vasa, and Vigraha Aradhana. These are the 5 main. And this slight performance awakens the love of Godhead. And it's staying in Vrindavan is a state of consciousness. More than physically staying in Vrindavan, it's a mode of consciousness. See, main point is we have to develop the relationship with the Lord, the sambandha. Sambandha is very, very important. Then when we develop the sambandha, Dham reveals itself to us. And we saw various levels, like how there are also gradations in the spiritual places, and the topmost is Radha Kund in Radha Kund, and how Vrindavan, Mayapur, and Jagannath Puri, they are non-different. And Srila Prabhupada said, even though I'm staying in San Francisco, wherever it may be, I'm always in Vrindavan because my heart is always in Vrindavan. So we may not be having prema chakshu until we become pure devotees. So until then, see Vrindavan through ears, hearing from a pure devotee. So there are 5 types of Vrindavan: Goloka Vrindavan, Bhauma Vrindavan, Drashyamana Vrindavan, Gupta Vrindavan, and Hridistha Vrindavan. So in Hridistha Vrindavan, pure devotee he manifests like because he carries Krishna in his heart. So because our houses, we have Tulsi Maharani, and also pure devotees they have invited. Krishna in the form of deities in our house. So in our house also becomes Vrindavan. And what is the main thing we do in our house or anywhere in the Vrindavan? We hear from the pure devotees, take lessons from them and apply it in our practical life. That's very, very important. That is, Katyantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. So then we get realizations by kripa. So main here point is kripa. So based on our internal meditation, Yogamaya reveals dham differently. So basically it is kripa. And there are some many do nots. Do not go in, do not perform commit any offenses. Do not go with the mood of enjoyment. You may commit sinful activities. Don't see dham from the material point of view. Don't argue with dhamvasis or don't commit offenses to dhamvasis. And always be in the association of devotees when you are going to dham. That's very, very important because devotees will protect us. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you very much. If there are any corrections, comments, or questions, please welcome.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam, and you have very beautifully explained how Mathura Vasa is actually staying in the internal consciousness of Krishna consciousness, and how we can develop that. Internal caution is more important than the external formalities. It's what now we understood, Prabhu. I have a couple of questions, Prabhu, but I will the devotees to share their comments or questions, please. I will ask my question later.
Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranams. Thanks for the wonderful class, Prabhu. Please, we are Saraswati Mataji, Rani Mataji, and myself. We are going to Mathura and Vrindavana on 14th of this month, Prabhu. So,
very nice,
by listening to this class, we have to be very careful and have a proper consciousness. Please pray for us, Prabhu. Thank you.
Yes,
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranams. In continuation of that question, please give us some practical advice, Prabhu, so that we will not commit any offenses. I'm going for the first time, Prabhu, after coming into Krishna consciousness. I'm little scared. Please give advice, Prabhu.
Yeah, the same thing which see, if you follow these do nots, it covers more or less everything, because when we are very careful and not going with the mood of enjoyment, see, basically we have to enter dham always in the mood of service. That is why being the mood of servant of the servant of the servant, it's very, very important, because dham yatra means always inconveniences. There will be lot of inconveniences. We may not find the room as per our expectations. We may not get the local travel or other food facility or any other facility as per our expectations. But if we are going with the mood of enjoyment, then we may criticize or pass loose comments. What is this? They tell dham. What is there here? No proper electricity is there. No proper toilet is there. Why I have come here? This is when you go with the mood of enjoyment, we see all those things. But when we are going in the mood of service, how much grateful we should be. Hardly few souls get entrance into the dhams. Everybody will not get the entrance into the dham. There should be permission from Lord Shiva. There should be permission from Vrindavaneshwari, Radharani. There should be permission from Vrande Devi, Tulsi Maharani. So many. So Kripa should be there. And I am one of the souls who is getting that Kripa to get entrance into the dham. That itself is a biggest thing. Even we may be lying under trees. Of course, we cannot imitate the six Goswamis. But the mood should be, even if I'm staying under, sleeping under the tree, that itself is a biggest fortune for me. Because Vrindavan Dham is not ordinary, or any Dham is not ordinary. It's non-different from the spiritual world. We saw these 5 types of Vrindavan. Actually, they're, in one sense, they're not different, non-different. Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva, right? So they simultaneously one and different. So it is the highest thing. Going to Dham is like going to spiritual world. So that mood of service is very, very important. So never go with the mood of offensive mentality or criticism, finding faults or enjoyment. Oh, it's garbage is there, a broken house is there. What kind of rickshaw is this? No proper this one. Maybe in one rickshaw there will be 4 people can sit, but in Dham, in one rickshaw 12 people will be sitting. There are austerities to perform. So when performing austerities, sometimes we should not become frustrated, but we humble ourselves. We humble ourselves and develop the mood of servant of the servant. The garbage, materialistic eye can see only garbage. Pure devotees can see immense treasure of that Krishna's love, Krishna's their unlimited pastimes. Even now, their aprakata leelas are going on. It's a transcendental place of Krishna's personal home. It is. So these things, when we meditate upon, then we will be very careful and we will not commit any offenses. That is why seeing Dham through ears. So when we go in the association of devotees, morning one class, afternoon one class, evening one class, when we are before sleeping one class. Oh, what is this class? I'm fed up. No, not like that. So classes are there because we see Vrindavan through ears. That's very, very important. And never argue with Dhammas. So these are the things. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. You have given me the apt advice, Prabhu. I will prepare my consciousness, and really so nice, Prabhu. Dandavat pranams. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes.
Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Thank you, Madhav.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Your slide mentioned about Bhauma Vrindavan and Drishyamana Vrindavan. Bhauma Vrindavan, where Krishna was living or present, and Drishyamana Vrindavan you mentioned as current Vrindavan. What is the difference, Prabhu? I thought both are same. Current Vrindavan is where Krishna actually lived. Is it not, Prabhu?
Bhauma Vrindavan is like when Krishna is personally present. Of course, in the Prakrata form, like the manifested form, that's Bhauma Vrindavan. And Drishyamana Vrindavan is when he is doing the unmanifested leelas, just like now we have Vrindavan. That's the difference. There is no other differences. Because when Krishna is personally present, Radharani is present, his Parshadas are present, like Lalita Saki, Ashta Sakis. So they are all present, right? So you can personally see them when you go there. Now, of course, pure devotees can see, but it depends on like how Krishna reveals or the Dham reveals. So, but that the Bhauma Vrindavan means when Krishna is personally present, that is Bhauma Vrindavan. And now Drishyamana Vrindavan is unmanifested leelas are going on. Now also Krishna is present. It's not that now Krishna is not there or other Parshadas are not there. It's not like that. Krishna is always eternally present in Vrindavan. And still leelas are going on. It is said Damodar Leela is still going on, right? Damodar Leela is eternally going on. But when Krishna was present, even Duryodhana could see him, right? He was a kind of asurik. He could see him. But he could not see him as a supreme personality of Godhead, but he was seeing eye to eye, right? So now only pure devotees can see Even one is normal person, you may not be able to see Krishna directly, eye to eye. So that's why it's Drashyaman Vrindavan.
So, Prabhuji, if I understand correctly, physically they are the same place, but Bhauma Vrindavan, where Krishna was physically present, and it's a Prakat Leela, and whereas the Drishyamana Vrindavan is Aprakat Leela, where Krishna will be visible only to the pure devotees. But physically, it's the same place, both of them, right, Prabhuji?
Right, physically it's the same place. But when Krishna is personally present and doing Prakata Leela, then it is Bhauma Vrindavan. So now also Bhauma Vrindavan is there in some planet, some other universes, right? Not in our universe. Some other universes, Bhauma Vrindavan is there, where Krishna is personally present and performing his pastimes, Prakata Leela. Here it's Aprakat. So that's why it's Drashyaman Vrindavan.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Another
Thank
question, Prabhu. It may look like a very silly question, Prabhuji. Please forgive me. So the four, actually, the mood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is actually he wants to be he is in the mood of gopis, and he was always in the mood of Vrindavan, and that is the mood, right, Prabhuji? But when he mentions about Pancha Anga, the fourth Anga is mentioning as a Mathura Vasa. Why Vrindavan Vasa? Why not Vrindavan Vasa, Prabhu?
It is called Mathura Mandala. Mathura Vasa means it's Mathura Mandala. Mathura Mandala means that some they measure it in some krosh or some measurement is there, right? That entire place. So that includes Mathura, Vrindavan, Nandagaon, Varsana, Govardhan, everything, that some circle they call, right? So that entire place. And that is why we have to hear from Acharyas. So the Rupa Goswami, here it's mentioned, you can see the slide. And Nodi, chapter 13, it's mentioned, residing in Mathura Dham, Mathura Mandala refers to Holy Dham. So that's why we have to always hear from Acharyas. Why he has mentioned Mathura was that it's basically Narottam, Kavi Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami mentioned it, right? So in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. So Mathura Mandala means that whole province of that Mathura, Vrindavan, Govardhan, all this. It's not only the Mathura.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Recently we went to Jagannath Puri, and there we saw Gupta Vrindavana Prabhu. Very nicely done, newly constructed.
Yeah.
Will it come under what group it will come? Gupta Vrindavana.
Which one, Mataji?
In Jagannath Puri, Prabhu. From there we have to go by auto. There is a Gupta.
Of course, when Gupta Vrindavan means hidden replica created, like they create exactly the Radha Kund, Shama Kund, like all the places, right, which are there in Vrindavan, they create the replica. That's Gupta Vrindavan. So if in Mayapur also that we have Shama Kund, Radha Kund, like that. So that replica, when Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami they created this Radha Kund, Shama Kund, Govardhan, everything. That's why it's called Gupta Vrindavan.
Like Eco Village also, Prabhu, it comes under Gupta Vrindavan.
Yeah, right. Because there is a replica, right? There is a Man Mandir, there is a Barsana, there is all the different places.
And even in Gokul Dham, Belgaum, Prabhu, they're digging the Radha Kund right now.
Yeah.
When we had been there.
Yeah, so they all become Gupta Vrindavan. So replica, it's called replica. Where when we see those places, we get the remembrance of actual Radha Kund, actual Govardhan, like that. So it's by great souls they create it to facilitate the remembrance. That's called Gupta Vrindavan.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Prabhu.
Yeah, Prabhu, go ahead, Prabhu.
No, go ahead. You wanted to ask something?
Yeah.
Prabhu, after you, I'll ask.
Okay, thank you. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you so
Hare
much.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Very nice class. Prabhu, what is
Thank you,
that
Prabhu.
fourth Vrindavan that you said, which is of where the pure devotee is present? What was that?
Which one,
What's the
Prabhu?
name? The name of the Vrindavan?
Radhista and Gupta. Gupta is like you are creating the
No,
replica, and
no.
Radhista is pure devotees carrying the Lord in his heart. So, in the
Okay.
heart of a pure devotee, Lord stays within his heart along with Vrindavan Dham. The Vrindavan Dham is there within the heart of the pure devotee because his
Got it.
heart is completely pure. So
Okay.
that is Radhista Vrindavan. So Tirthi Kurvanti
Radhishta.
Tirthani.
Okay.
Radhista, yeah.
Okay.
Radhi means
Prabhu.
Radhaya, right? So
Okay.
inside the,
Radhishta.
yeah.
Radhishta.
Radhaya, yeah,
Okay.
Radhist.
Okay.
So
Prabhu, that just one more thing. We were talking about the do's and don'ts when we are in the yatra. Is there any compilation of such things which you have come across? If you can share it, because our temple also has a yatra team, so we just wanted to make sure that these things are all passed on to the travelers before they go, so that will be an endeavor from our side to ensure that they are getting the right mood. So from that perspective, I'm asking, is there a compilation of a do's and don'ts, that kind of a thing? Because generally, yatra, they'll say, okay, stay together, come on time, this, that, all of that. Actually, we should also be talking about how not to make aparadh and all that. But is there any compilation which is there, which we can use that will be good?
I noted down it from the lecture, but for example, we should go in the association of devotees. This is the Bhakti Vinod Thakur, this one. In this, there are a lot of points you get, like always be with the association of devotees. And also, in purport of Srila Prabhupada, somewhere I read, I think yesterday only when preparing the lecture, there he mentions that why we should not this point only.
Okay.
The mood of enjoyment and committing offenses
should not be there.
Srila Prabhupada there clearly mentions, if I find I'll send,
Please.
if there he mentions that one should not go with the mood of enjoyment. That is because and offenses, because one will degrade himself to the lower species. And Srila Prabhupada says that he gives the example of monkeys and pigs in Vrindavan. And how they suffer one life and then they go back. All these things he explains. So that I took from there only, and also from the
So
lectures.
if you can share it, it will be good, Prabhu, because you already done that compile. I mean, something you can share. It will be a basis for us to take it forward.
I will search.
Balaram Prabhu, I think Mulesha Prabhu from Narsingadev Temple, he is having the list. I'll contact him and ask him, Prabhu. I think you are asking for compiled list, no, Prabhuji?
Yes.
That I think I'll check with him. You can also get it from Madhav Sharan Prabhu. I'll also send a message and ask him.
I do not have the compiled list, Prabhu. I just have the parts of Srila Prabhupada. That compiled list I do not. I took it from the lecture and also the Srila Prabhupada's purports, few points like that.
That should be good, Prabhu. I think eventually everybody would have compiled from these lectures and notes and other things only, right? From Prabhupada's purports. So, if you can share that, that will be good. And Murlisham Prabhu is also Shankarshan Priya Prabhu. If you can just get that, that will be great.
Sure, Prabhu. I will collect it.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, please share for all of us, Prabhu, because we are traveling now. We will know what to do, what not to do. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dandot Pranam. Prabhu, actually, when we went to Vrindavan last time, we went to Govardhan Parikrama, and usually they say we have to give our attendance to Lota Baba. Yeah. So I was asking the person, please, we'll visit Lota Baba. They were in a hurry to go back, but I was feeling very much upset. I said we should see him and we should tell and all that. And then they convinced me you don't have to go and all that. Is it okay, Prabhu, like that? I mean, we had an opportunity to go nearer,
There
But
are, yeah.
only
There
then,
are
yeah, yes.
there are a lot of rules and the norms which we have to abide in the dham, and we may not be literally doing it, each and every one of them. In the mood, or like in the consciousness or in the mind, we can, in the mind also we can pay to obeisances to Lota Baba,
Okay.
right?
Yes.
So it is not that we physically go there and pay obeisances. We
Okay.
can now, here being here also, we can pay obeisances to Lota Baba. That's fine. Like Manasa is fine.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. Prabhu, one more question, not from today's class. I just wanted, in a discussion, one of the participants, they asked the question. They said, see, by doing the Nama Sankirtana, by doing the chanting and all that, all our sins get eradicated.
Yeah.
So now we do Nishkama Karma, that we give everything to Krishna. We don't
Yes.
take. But what about the previous Punya Karma which we have accumulated? What will happen to that? They asked.
That goes when we chant Nama Bhasa itself.
Even
See,
the Punya Karmas will go?
Yeah, all the karmas will go with the Nama Bhas, right? So when one comes to the stage of Nishta, that means when one chants the Nama Bhas, completely all the karmas are completely gone. That is Purna. But it is Atyantiki in the stage of Asakti when one chants the Shuddhanam. Atyantiki happens in the Shuddhanam. But when one chants Nama Bhasa itself, that means we have Chaya Nama Bhas and all the type of Nama Bhas, right? So when we are chanting Nama Bhas itself, all the Punya and Papa are gone, or we are completely free from our karma.
Okay, all the karmas will go.
Yeah. That is what is the story of Achamila. Papa is gone. Papa means also Punya is also gone. That's karma is gone itself. One Nama Bhas.
Okay. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Dandot Pranam for the wonderful class.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, Madhav Sharan Prabhu, for presenting this fourth Anga in a way that all of us can easily understand and relate. Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Thank you.
Can end this session with the Vaishnava Pranam. जय जगत गुरु श्री प्रभुपाद की जय, अंतकोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। एक और प्रेमानंद हरि हरि बोल।
Dandot Pranam Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.